we have, on behalf of the other authors and the pharma company Pfizer, sent 2 abstracts to HIHA, European Hematology Association 2023, to share experience with Elranatamab, bispecific anti-BCMA, anti-CD3. The first abstract speaks about an issue we face in real life, which is that in clinical trials, there's a lot of subgroups of patients from the real life that are not represented, and most of the time, the frail patients, whatever frail definition is, are not represented in clinical trials. So it was important to report on how much the bispecific anti-BCMA CD3, such as Elranatamab, could be given to patients that are frail. Can it be given? Are the results as good as for non-frail patients? Can you give this drug, this immunotherapy, to patients for a long period of run, safe in the short run, but also safe in the mid and long term? And how much you can manage the, I would say, most 2 important adverse events that we have reported with bispecific, the CRS initially, cytokine release syndrome, and infectious issues most recently reported with the use of anti-BCMA, anti-CD3 bispecific. The abstracts, and for all of those who can attend EHA, the poster, will report on the feasibility of giving anti-BCMA, anti-CD3 bispecific, such as Elranatamab, to frail patients, elderly patients, and though the time on treatment, though the true efficacy benefit response rate is slightly lower than non-frail patient, overall, it's manageable. I would like to put it together. It's feasible, a benefit to the patients, and so it was a great sub-analysis to be able to demonstrate that probably all patients can receive an anti-BCMA, anti-CD3 bispecific such as Elranatamab, including many of the population that are not necessarily represented in clinical trials. The second abstract was more like a TIP, what we call a TIP, trial in progress, which is an abstract to outline where are we going with the bispecific anti-BCMA, anti-CD3, such as Elranatamab. Are they going to be used only in end-stage myeloma, where we have demonstrated they have an incredible activity, or are they going to be used earlier in the disease course of the patients, where we believe that the activity would be even more genius? And so we report on MagnetisMM-5, which is a phase 3 trial for registration, sponsor Pfizer company, where the control arm is Daratumumab, Pomalidomide, Dexamethasone, one of the standard of care in early relapse, in the relapse setting for myeloma patients, versus compared to the bispecific, so Elranatamab, either monotherapy or in combination with Daratumumab. It's an ongoing recruiting clinical trial. It's to me, it's an extremely exciting clinical trial. First of all, because it gives a chance for patients in second, third line to get access, early relapse, to get access to the bispecific anti-BCMA CD3, such as Elranatamab, and really, I hope, get a chance, to have a very prolonged survival, thanks to the fact that they were able to get these drugs earlier on in the disease course when the immune system is not too much exhausted, and there are ample discussion around that. And it's also a great option, because a great opportunity, I think, for the patients, because we know all these regimen we have now, anti-CD3, Pomalidomide, anti-CD3, carfilzomib, they are very good. But the median PFS is around 2 to 3 years, and we need to do better. So we don't know if the bispecific will do better, but we need to dream that we can do better. And so I think MagnetisMM-5 in that extent is one of the studies that I hope will demonstrate that potentially in the early relapse, they will become the standard of care, the new drugs, the drug to use to have the patient survive later on. One thing interesting with MagnetisMM-5, though, that I want just to point out before I close that, is that the drug will be used monotherapy or in combination with Daratumumab, which gives us a chance to appreciate if Potentially for some patients it will be better monotherapy, and for others better in combination with Daratumumab. That's still something we need to look into and appreciate. It's not done actually, because we have started using those bispecific upfront now, and not only post-transplant, or not only trying to replace transplant, but also in non-transplant eligible patients, which is what I'm taking care of, in charge of in my scientific society, the Intergroup Frankfurt Myeloma, where we are trying to put together clinical trials to improve on the MAIA, Daratumumab, Lenalidomide, Dexamethasone, new backbone, incredible backbone, trying to do better, keeping the immunology effect, having more MRD negative responses, and we believe that the bispecific anti-BCMA-CD3 can do it. And so stay tuned, because soon we might report on the use of these bispecific in that setting upfront for newly diagnosed but non-transplant eligible patients. Thank you very much.